Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2014. This is Tech Talk Today, episode 71. I'm a little sleepy today, but that's okay because the beautiful Angela's here with a Mountain Dew.
I'm awake.
Hey, good morning.
Mine is twice as big as yours.
I don't know. Wow.
And that's what she said.
Yes. Also, you know what else is twice as big as mine? Our awesome Mumble Room, time-appropriate greetings, Mumble Room.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, man, I could go so many directions
I know.
right now.
You guys didn't know what to say. That was great.
Yeah. There's like the awkward silence. I'm like, wait, is anybody there? And
they
then
were just
everybody talked at once.
Did he just make
I thought about saying was 12 inches and just leaving it.
Did he just make a penis joke? That's what everybody was thinking. All right, let's start with bad news for AT&T customers. AT&T has been hit by a breach this time by an insider in the company, not some spooky hacker from China. AT&T is warning its customers about a data breach involving an insider who illegally accessed the personal information of an unspecified number of customers. The compromised data includes social security numbers and driver's license numbers. Hey-o, right on. So in a letter sent to the Vermont Attorney General, which I think is where this office was at, AT&T officials said that the breach occurred in August. So it's been a little while, and the employee in question also was able to access all kinds of account information about AT&T customers. Here's the quote. We recently determined, recently being August, one of our employees violated our strict privacy and security guidelines. Oh, so strict. Oh, I love that they have strict policies. By accessing your account without authorization in August 2014. And while doing so, would have been able to view many of your information and obtained your account information. Additionally, while accessing your account, the employee would have been able to access your customer proprietary network information, which is CPNI for short, without proper authorization, of course. The Director of Finance and Billing at AT&T wrote this letter to the Vermont Attorney General. By the way, the CPNI he referred to in the letter, it's data that is related to services the customer buys from the company, so like all your different plan stuff or like what upgrade options you have. So he really got a whole take of everything. He got everything from your driver's license number to your social security number, also employees' information, as well as all of the things you had in your plan. All the little perks you had. As a result of the breach, though, hey, everything's okay, guys, because AT&T is going to offer 1 year of free credit monitoring from Xperia. Side note, Xperia sells your information to telemarketers, and after a year, they start charging you.
My gosh.
So this is just the new normal, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
we get hacked. Boom. Xperia. They sell your information. Have fun.
What would he even do with that information, or she?
Steal your identity.
Oh.
Yep.
And not directly themselves, but sell that. Because now what they have is they have a bunch of fresh stuff. And what's great is since AT&T sat on this until August, well, I'll bet you the person that stole this didn't sit on it, right?
Yeah,
they immediately flipped it. So this information's already been sold. It's already out there. People already bought social security numbers, license. They have your driver's license. They have your name. They have your home address. They have your phone number. They have your social security number and your driver's license information. Yeah.
As a former AT&T customer, this kind of gives me the willies. Yeah,
I wonder. Now, no numbers exactly have been released yet, and we don't know how localized it is. It might just be in Vermont. Maybe that's why they only issued the letter there. And not a lot of details yet, so we'll keep watching this. If it develops more, we might cover this in TechSnap this week if we can go deep into it. This is I don't need to go on a big rant about this. But I think we all recognize this is becoming a huge problem. Angela and I have personally been affected by 3 or 4 of these breaches in the last year. They've all been companies that we've gone to. And it's all just the standard affair now. Here's your free crappy credit monitoring that actually turns into a thing that they charge you for later on. And it's not good enough. This is not good enough. They have a responsibility to their customers to do a better job here. Well, and I wish we could see a change.
And then do you remember how much work it was for me to dispute that one thing that showed up on your credit report? Because they used somebody else's same name as yours.
Mm-hmm.
Or, let's see, I can't remember. No, your social security number, different name.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
All right. While we're in the mobile territory, we got a story about Samsung. When you think of Samsung, you might think of the #1 Android seller, right? Because, well, they are. But it turns out Samsung warned on yesterday, that its third quarter earnings could be 60% lower than what is expected. The company said it would report an operating profit of $3.8 billion. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's a decline of 60% from the same time. Sales fell to $44 billion, off 20% from a year ago. The South Korean electronics giant said that while smartphone shipments increased, I want to underscore this, their smartphone shipments increased. its operating margins fell because of higher marketing costs, fewer shipments of high-end phones, and lower average selling prices for their devices. The company said it's responding with a new smartphone lineup that will include a new mid-range and low-end devices. Which should make it all better.
Jeez.
More Samsung phones to fix this problem. And they said they're feeling a lot of pressure from the lower-end Android market, which is now getting pretty competitive. It's amazing to me to sit here after all of this, after all of these phone battles, after Android versus iOS and Windows Phone and BlackBerry, and Samsung just took off like a rocket, and now they are falling back down to earth like crazy. Yeah. And we played a clip last week, I think it was last week, where Eric Schmidt was asked, well, what about these OEMs that are losing money right now? And Eric Schmidt said, well, make it up in volume. If you're losing money, you got to sell more devices. Make it up in volume. Well, Samsung is selling more devices than they ever have, and they're still losing money.
Yeah, well, some of it they did to themselves, by marketing more.
Yes, more marketing.
Lowering the cost. That's going to cut into margins pretty fast. But
sure, and you could ratchet some of that back, but it seems like, how do you differentiate from every other Android device that's exactly the same if you don't market like crazy?
Right.
Angela, I think you just touched on what I was thinking. It's just basically they're killing their margin.
Yeah.
Every time they ship out a new device, they are killing their margin. I don't think they understand that.
It's actually not a bad idea. I mean, from a marketing perspective, like the bigger iPhone comes out and they cut out their prices and have increases and stuff and be like, hey, it's kind of the iPhone. And then that rallies up, probably everybody that's listening to this show right now. Like, okay, well, I got to go get an Android and support this, like.
I wonder, too, is it just, was it people bought? And we expected it to continue to just keep buying? Like, what did people expect?
I know. Well, I was just thinking, like, why do we buy phones so much? They're not disposable.
it's because right now we're in a period of the technology where every release, the CPUs jump a ton and they add more memory and more capabilities. But that's slowing down. And for the average consumer, I think we've reached it.
Yeah.
Tech heads are noticing the difference now. But for the average consumer, if it doesn't have a bigger screen or a smaller screen, it really doesn't matter. It's good enough.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's
my mom.
And I think that's what Samsung's up against, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving right along. Remember Shellshock? We talked about Shellshock quite a bit, but we'd wondered, were we ever going to see anything in the real world about it? Well, Yahoo has. Yahoo has confirmed that their gaming servers were hacked, and someone used the Shellshock exploit to gain access. It was first discovered by Jonathan Hall. Hall pointed to 2 Yahoo game servers that had been exploited, and Yahoo was then contacted by Security Week to get a confirmation, at which point Yahoo said a security flaw called Shellshock that could expose vulnerabilities in many web servers was identified on September 24th. As soon as we became aware of this, we began patching our systems. Last night, we isolated a handful of our impacted servers, and at this time, we have no evidence of a compromise of user data. We're focused on providing the most secure experience possible for all our users. But they did actually have a hack. In fact, Marissa Mayer confirmed it this morning.
I would like to suggest Tech Hack Today.
Tech Hack Today? No kidding, yeah. So this is like the best case scenario where we see Shellshock in the wild. We see it with a large company, but they didn't really get any user data. It wasn't a major breach. It wasn't a big deal, but it's still a big company, and it's an important area that got breached with a pretty well-known exploit. So there you go.
Jeez.
It's a thing. Okay, Andrews, I got something really exciting and might make you want to get an Xbox. But before well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Before we get to that, Patreon.com/today is where you can go to help out the Jupiter Broadcasting Network. We picked up 2 this week so far.
Or
1.
3 since I looked last week.
I don't know if we're going to get to our goal of 400, though, before October.
No, but that's okay. We're going.
I hope we can. We're trying to get to 400 patrons before we leave for Ohio Linux Fest. I'm starting to think it's not going to happen. But if you want to help us try to get to that goal, to help us invest in our future, Patreon.com/today. Thanks to 352 of you who are doing that now.
Yeah.
All right, now here's why you might want to get an Xbox. Because you know what I like me some? Some Plex. And Plex has just been announced for the Xbox One.
Nice.
This is really nice. And what's crazy is Plex, because of Microsoft's requirements, had to redo the whole UI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You see it there? Look at that. It's kind of crazy looking, right? Okay.
Well, no, that just seems weird to me.
It's the design requirements to be an Xbox app.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you think like the App Store policies are rough? You should try being an Xbox app. The Plex app for Xbox One is a new approach to Plex overall, they say, with a landscape interface that the Plex co-founder and chief product officer, Scott Owelski, said is admittedly due to part because of the requirements that were set out by the Xbox team. But he says, you know what? We think it might make its way back to all the other Plex software as well. He says Xbox certainly kind of encouraged us to do this landscape scrolling, but the more we used it, the more we realized how well it actually works. You'll see this approach in other places. The more we've used it internally, the more we realized it's more natural. We kind of fell in love with all kinds of aspects of it, and over time, it gives us a more consistent experience.
Okay, that just sounds like
marketing
boy, I
speak.
wish I had a sound effect for it.
Like what? Like maybe something like
Proprietary software is not ethical.
not that? No.
No.
Oh. So what do you think though? You're a Plex user. What do you think of this interface? This actually looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I actually, the Plex app that we have on our Roku, it has the landscape scrolling. It doesn't have
It's not this nice,
multiple
though.
titles in one
Yeah, it's kind
area.
of it's a little janky.
But honestly, as soon as you start scrolling to the right or the left, the images go by way too fast for you to actually see
Not
what
for me,
each of them
man.
are.
No, man.
No, yes,
I'm
it is.
hardcore.
No,
I'm hardcore.
No.
Yes.
It's a little difficult. And I don't prefer that, in fact.
Anybody in the Mumble have an Xbox One? I don't think so. Anybody does? Boy, our community is not on the Xbox One.
Yard Ape
I
says...
have a Wii.
Oh, who does?
I do.
You have an Xbox One? Oh, a Wii.
No, I wish I had an Xbox One. That'd be fun.
I think here's why I like about the here's what I think is neat about the Xbox One. Not that I'm going to get one to run Plex, because like Angela just said, the Roku does it just fine for way less. I bet it's super fast. I bet the CPU power in the Xbox can render Plex menus and seek through video like nobody's business. So that would be, if I had an Xbox, I'd be all over that. All right.
Oh, I have a secret about Xboxes.
Oh yeah, what? Ooh, a secret.
They run Linux.
What are you talking
They
about?
run Linux.
No, they don't. They run an NT kernel.
Oh, okay. I'm just messing. They do run a hypervisor though.
Yeah, but it's Hyper-V.
That's true.
PS4 runs something close to BSD, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
does.
sure though.
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay, guys, dust it off. Get ready. Angela, are you ready for
That's just a false belief.
our Kickstarter of the week?
Really?
What? It's because of the HTML embed on a printout. You can't. The printer can't render a embedded HTML Flash video, so it just leaves a blank space on the
okay.
page. Yeah.
All right.
All right. You guys ready? Okay. Now I think this time the Mumble Room should help decide. Should the Mumble Room be judge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can. Yeah. All right. So it is called.
And put on my black robe.
Are you ready for this, guys? Now, we all have a problem of devices that are power hungry and battery technology is not where it needs to be. So, we introduce to you, judge and jury of the Mumble Room, the Granola Strolla. It is a portable, affordable, and easy-to-use solar charger battery pack able to charge USB devices as fast, they say, as a wall charger. And I'll play a little bit of the video for you guys so you can get a taste of what we're talking about here.
We're a green family. We do our best to reduce our carbon footprint.
When our first son was born, we were always on the go with him and our smartphones. We never had enough power on our phones to get through the day, and were unable to charge our phones while we were out. There weren't any good, portable, renewable rechargers for our devices.
So we came up with a solution. We're Granola Strolla, and we make portable alternative energy solutions for mobile devices. We've all had the same problems with our mobile devices. We're using them and depleting the battery, and there aren't affordable and convenient ways to charge on the go. With a diversity of devices and manufacturers, we find we often have to buy a new charger for each different device or brand.
Granola Strolla has the solution. We created an easy-to-use, plug-and-play device that's able to charge almost any USB device.
Sorry, Asus users.
The nifty thing is that it does it just as fast as a wall charger would.
Granola Strolla has even solved issues that other companies have with their solar-powered rechargers. Flat chargers with solar panels on one side can easily be rendered useless by just flipping them over. Our multi-directional design allows the Granola Strolla to always be charging without requiring any special deployment. It's lightweight, water-resistant, durable, and less expensive than other brands on the market. We'll also be building our product in the United States.
Granola Strolla uses a combination of three 50 milliamp solar panels to ensure that the device is always charging if light is available. The panels charge a 2,000 milliamp hour lithium ion phosphate battery pack that is capable of charging any USB device up to 2 amps. The granola stroller is battery charge 1.2 compliant. The granola stroller is made with recyclable plastic, environmentally friendly batteries, and is RoHS compliant. We are looking to raise money to finalize our enclosure and to get the plastic molds for our device.
So if you find your phone always running out of juice, or if you're looking for renewable energy solutions for your devices, we invite you to be part of our Kickstarter campaign and truly use your resources.
So it looks like they didn't say, but it must have a battery in the device, and then that's always
they
charging.
Did say that.
Oh, they
Yeah,
did.
they said friendly
okay.
batteries and that.
You know what?
Lithium-ion battery.
You know what I liked is I was kind of like, oh, I would never hang it to my bag. That's how I was visualizing because that's how they presented it. But then they showed it sitting on the dash.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh,
totally.
that would be
do it.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
They could just always have it on the dash.
Yep.
All right, so Mumble Room. Anybody want to vote no for backing this project? Anybody want to step forward and say, I say it is? Here's the details. 227 backers at present. They're trying to get to 20K. They're only at 15K right now with 4 days to go.
What's the backing level?
Okay, so we got some different backing options. Let me introduce you to those. Starting at $1, you just get a thank you. $5, you got to go up to $25 to get a granola stroller swag bag that includes lip balm, a bar of soap, and a reusable tumbler. Now, if you go up to $30, you get the swag bag and a key fob. Looks like if you go $40, oh, those are all gone though. If you go, okay, so the next level is going to be 55 bones to get a granola stroller itself and a swag bag. 55 bones. That's not bad.
No, it's not
No.
at all.
So I'd say we're looking at $55. There's 135 left of 200 slots of that one.
And this is a it's a Kickstarter. So if it doesn't meet its goal, you're not charged.
Right, and they've only got 4 days left, so there's a pretty good chance they're not going to make it.
You guys, if you think it's a good idea, you should pimp this out on your social networks.
We'll have a link in the show notes.
I think it's a great idea.
Well, it's not 100%
It's a great
unique.
idea. I just hate the name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that
the name.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not.
the name was the only issue.
I'm
Yeah.
granola.
All right, so I'm hearing
well,
some no
folks-
votes from the Mumble Room.
Yes, at least from me.
Okay, one
I
no
would
vote.
say yes, but
because-
I
I vote
would never
yes.
call it by its actual product name.
Yeah, I vote
May-
yes, but they really need to change the name.
Okay, what,
Yeah, I
and
like it,
Ange,
yeah.
you can cast the final tiebreaker. What do you say?
Well, I wanted to hear what Jack in the Box has been trying to say.
Thank you, Ange. because there are several chargers on the market that do basically the same thing. They may not be that environmentally friendly, but basically they all do the same. And what they all don't do is charge your device while the solar panel is lying in the sun. They only charge the battery that's inside the charger. And when that one is full, you can charge your device. So the only sensible solar charger would be one that would power and charge your device when the solar charger is lying in the sun.
But could it generate
They
enough
are
power to do
available.
that? Oh, there are. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
Oh.
This small device just can't
Right.
generate enough power. And they said one panel is about 50 milliamps,
Yes.
and USB is 500 milliamps.
Mm-hmm.
So you would need a panel that's 10 times larger.
Well, wouldn't the
to
idea
actually
be?
charge a device.
Wouldn't the idea be you just would always leave this in the sun, and then when you just needed to top off your device, the battery reserve would have it available for you, and you would suck down the battery and then put this thing back in the sun and let it sit there for a day, and then when you needed that emergency power again, you plug back in.
Or like
Yeah,
on a
but
hike.
You noticed they talked about their whole family, and that they all have mobile devices, and that they all use this device. You would need for every device one of those chargers, because after one full charge, there's maybe 10-20% left in this charger.
Right.
Because there's at up to 2,000 milliampere hours. You can charge an average phone 1.5 times.
Okay, so let me toss this. Let me just frame it like this. Let's just say it's like it's not like it's not your main source of power. It's like your emergency go-to power. Like
Right.
I've only got 18%, 10% left on my phone, and I'm not going to be home for another hour.
Yeah, or I don't want to go sit in my car, start my car,
Right.
charge it.
It could. I mean, what I would like to see is maybe, and this is probably just impossible at a device with the technology right now, but I'd like to see something that has a higher amperage, so that way the phones that I have that will take a higher amperage, they charge ridiculously faster. And when I'm in an emergency situation, quick charging is extremely handy.
All right, I have a question for Eric.
Go ahead.
If your wife needed to be out all day with your son and didn't have a charger with her, would you want her to have this so that you could potentially contact her while she's out?
Absolutely. Something like this. I also have several of those USB charging devices that you just plug into. Yeah. So there is that option as well.
So,
but
yeah, this
is a standalone.
This is a great one.
You guys have all seen those battery sticks or whatever that you charge up and then they just reserve the power. Essentially, it's this without the solar aspect.
Right.
Okay.
That
exactly.
That that might just.
Those ones. The one I have like 3 of them. I think the least amount of milliamp hours is 2200. So if this has 350 milliamps per solar panel,
I got the deets right here. Solar panels, it's 50 milliamps. For 3, I don't know if it's a total with all 3 panels. It's a 2,000 milliamp cell battery, and it has. It says it takes 12 hours to fully charge the battery in bright sunlight.
Well,
and just do the math how long it would need to lie in the sun to get fully charged.
In an overcast day like today, if it's fully charged, if it's a bright day, it's 12 hours. But an overcast day like today, maybe it'd be double that.
Well, and that's okay, because, honestly, if I had one of those charging sticks that you're referring to, I would always forget to charge it.
That's the thing.
It would sit in my purse and die.
This is always charging. Like, especially if you just had it, hanging in the car.
Yeah, and I am in a situation where I don't want to be stuck somewhere with a low battery and 3 kids.
Right. So you are voting yes.
Yeah, I want one.
All right. Okay. I think that'll be
I vote yes.
We had a few no. I think the no's have a reasonable argument, but I do like the always charging aspect of it, because it allows you to, it gives you don't have to remember to charge it up separately, which is the problem, because if you could remember to charge up your secondary battery, you would just charge your phone.
Yeah, or like, craft night.
Yeah. You could leave that out in the car while you're inside.
I go to craft night. I have to turn off my Bluetooth and my Wi-Fi because neither is available. Wi-Fi isn't available and Bluetooth doesn't matter up there. My battery just dies so fast.
Yeah. Sorry about that, by the way. It's because I'm sending you all them naked pictures. All right, so we'll back it. The jacket? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? Angie's reminding me with her secret whisper into the microphone that we have...
that is now null and void because...
Because I just called you out.
Great.
The Jupiter Broadcasting Linux Action Show fall jacket, zip-up hooded jacket with the Linux Action Show logo over the breast pocket.
I'm going to take it from here. So, the campaign, we designed it to be 7 days. What?
I had a whole story worked
No,
out.
this is mine.
Okay.
It was 8 days. We did an 8-day launch so that it could finish and ship so that everybody could get their jacket before Ohio Fest, right? And then...
Just giving you a little music bed.
To get us pulled down from YouTube?
No, this is good. I've used this one. It's safe.
Oh, okay. And anyway... so it ended on a Monday, and then by Wednesday, enough people wanted it that it relaunched. So what are we at now? Last I checked, it was
Angela,
55.
survey says 58.
Okay, sweet.
So we've sold 58 jackets. This is a relaunching.
So it relaunched, and now it, if you buy this time, you probably won't have it by Ohio Fest.
Probably not.
But
right around there, though.
Yeah.
Right around there.
You could try risking it, but if you didn't get one, or if a payday didn't hit in those 8 days that we had it running initially, you can go ahead and get one now.
Yeah, this actually worked out great because our first run was so limited, so that way we could get the shipments out in time for Ohio Linux Fest. But then enough people went and wanted more, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Teespring just re-enabled the campaign. We just checked it one day, oh, it's back on.
Well, I got a notification. Your campaign is tipped. What? I don't have a campaign right now.
That's how we
As for the previous campaign,
that's how we roll.
Guess what? Mine shipped today.
Oh, did it really? Oh, you know what? You know what's funny?
Yep.
I never get notification of shipments. I ordered probably 30 jackets.
Do you want me to check my email real quick? I could check mine real quick.
Well, it's probably in there. Yeah. But anyway, because I use Chris's PayPal to pay for the Jupiter Broadcasting one, and it sends email to him, even though it's my email address that bought it. And then, all the people that I bought jackets for.
So there's my Ting bill. Let's see that. I Ooh, I don't see a Teespring.
Yep, Blaster said his shipped as well.
Oh man, that's what mine.
Oh, Blaster, are you on Viber? If you're on Viber, let's talk.
Wow, really? Look at that.
Yeah, we have an Ohio Fest crew.
Oh yeah. We should totally put Blaster in that group.
Yeah.
Totes. All right. Well.
I got a winky face. I think that's a yes.
I don't see a shipping confirmation in my mailbox, but of course I get so much mail that who really knows? All right, but I did back the granola stroller.
Oh yeah, at 55?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully you used the right card.
I actually backed it at 80.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Because then we get 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I want one too.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so I'm going to wrap us up right here. One more day left in the. No, this isn't Wednesday. I'm all off because I'm still not used to you being here on Tuesdays.
Hey, Mumble Room. I'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, you will?
Woot.
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Awesome. High five.
Unless you don't want me here.
Dude, I want you here every day. Are you kidding? That's great. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. All right, well, join us tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern over jblive.tv for Tech Talk Today. If you'd like to get some more Tech Talk Today in your face, or maybe you want to help make our show a little better, we got a subreddit for you, techtalktoday.reddit.com, techtalktoday.reddit.com, techtalktoday. Oh, I couldn't do it 3 times. I'm trying to do it 3 times fast. It's hard. You want to try it?
No.
Come on, try it.
No.
Oh, you can't do it?
Nope.
All right, techtalktoday.reddit.com. Did I mention that? That's where you go. JupiterBroadcasting.com/calendar to get the live show in your time. Don't forget, we got that Mumble Room. You're seeing the address right now in the chat room if you're watching the video version. You are invited, my friend, to come out and join us in the Mumble Room and give us your opinion on the things that we talk about. It's an open room. We just check your mic. So it's open in the sense that you can join us, but we do actually have to check your mic. All right, Andrew.
I'm pretty stringent on that, too.
Yeah, you know, Eric is, he'll drop the hammer. He'll drop the hammer.
Oh, yeah. I have all sorts of powers in the Mumble Room.
And superpowers in real life, too. So we talked a little bit about Samsung and their shipments just falling back down to earth. You know, I think it's funny because we prop these companies up as these saviors and these icons of the future and technology and all of this ridiculous crap that fanboys pile on them. And one of my favorite Microsoft ads of all time took some really clean and clear shots at this ridiculous nature that us human beings seem to put ourselves in. So anyways, we'll wrap you up with this video today. Enjoy. See you tomorrow.
I am delighted we could share in the serenity and joy of this beautiful day as we come together to celebrate the commitment of these.
Would you mind moving your enormous phone? You mean the enormously awesome Galaxy?
Search One Trick Pony.
Aren't you a little young to have an iPhone?
You want to go?
Sheep, copy bots.
Autocorrect this.
Is there an app for that?
Search karate. Karate!
You think if they knew about the Nokia Lumia, they'd stop fighting all the time?
I don't know. I think they kind of like fighting.
The Windows Phone Nokia Lumia 920. Engadget's Reader's Choice Smartphone of the Year.